I count to 5 or 6 in my head so I don't talk over the beginning of the stream. Should have done it in my head. And hello, for those of you joining us, hopefully at least one person watches his back. The goal tonight is to see if I have overly broken the AstroTrucks code. Hopefully I haven't. Possibly I have, because last time we tried to test it, I thought it was in a great state, and it wasn't. So, Schalke, do you have info as one of your friends or not?
I probably don't.
Good. So what I'll do is I'll join, and you see if you can join via me. Which you should be able to.
Should I do that so now?
Does it say I am in? Does it say I'm flying a spaceship or I'm joinable or anything yet? Right, what does your Steam friends list say?
You are playing AstroTrucks. I don't know how to check on the status message.
It should appear in a moment, or it should already be there. Oh, cool! I'm part next to the. What's my status now on Steam?
AstroTrucks.
Oh, really? Oh, it should be showing. Really? Oh. Yeah, I broke that. Okay, yeah, I should be joinable. It should say something like flying a taxi round with nothing in it or something. But you should be able to try joining now. Oh, that's not good. Bringing up errors. Welcome to Schalke for your inaugural flight. New player Schalke has been given a free taxi. Schalke is now flying the good ship Lollipop. But my client hasn't been told about your new ship. Right, so that's a bug, but that's okay. That should be a minor one solved by me just rejoining the server. Right, sneaky spaceships. Inaugural flight of new player does not get RPG ship transmitted to any currently playing players. That's okay, because all I do is I will rerun the game, and that should work. Should be able to see you. He said confidently.
Are you behind me?
Oh, I'm not in the game. I've had to restart. But I'll be back in a moment. The question is, now do I know about your ship? And yes, I do. Yeah. Oh wait, I can't see. Oh yeah, I can see you. You're at the top. You should name your ship though, because your ship is currently called Waiting Server apparently. / name DJ ship. Hello. Did I type that right? I don't think I did. / name DJ ship. There we go. DJ Echoes has changed their name. We do have a ship called InfoServe ship, and one called Waiting Server. It's possibly a bug, and me, who isn't real.
Thread thing's interesting.
Thread, yeah, that's an interesting idea. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but it's a good idea because suddenly it pops up with a sub thing. You're like, oh, there's a thread.
Yeah, and then like, so like you're like, so what about the thread? I'm gonna get rid of it. I presume we want that, right? I'm gonna get rid of it.
No, that's not a bad idea because it means that any crap we talk about or discuss about just a one-off doesn't get done.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool. That works. Your ship is called iCalamity. So, as I did mention in the thread, the goal is at this point in development to try and see if the game is playable, not to try and see if the game is breakable. I think Malcolm just joined for the first time.
I did.
Yeah, so that's a bug, not the fact that Malcolm joined. So if a new player joins, any players currently on the server don't get told about the new player and they get an error message. So Shao will probably have to rejoin. But that's not a biggie. That's just I don't send things willy-nilly.
Really? I cannot remember the controls.
Well,
how do I start my ship again?
Right,
Completely forgotten.
Okay, all you need to do is, are you on a joypad?
No.
Well, go and get a joypad.
Okay, yeah.
Click
Very simple. Yep.
Click the right stick.
Yes. Oh my. Oh.
So you can see all your toggles. And then click
How
the
do
right.
you toggle?
It literally has it written on the toggle.
All I can see is a lot of diagnostic data.
I'll press F11. Get rid of that crap.
Thank you. Okay. Welcome to GS 777. It doesn't say anything.
You literally, if you've clicked the right stick, all you can see is toggles. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's written on the toggles?
Numbers.
Is there anywhere that you can press a number?
Not on my gamepad. No.
Okay, but I haven't written the full integration.
Okay. I haven't done that. Okay.
Should I refresh away the error?
Yeah, you want to refresh it. You'll never find out about Malcolm, I'm afraid. You know, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. But I have done
park.
Left click the trigger or press H for handbrake. Before you go anywhere, could you just type /name and give your ship a hilarious or otherwise name? So you're called Waiting Server. You should be called the Good Ship Lollipop. I've also updated the latest version of Unity, and I don't even know what the fuck is going on with that. Oh, and we might have RCS thrusters on remote ships. I can't remember if I... Yeah, we should do.
So the view is a bit of a weird angle, but yeah, with the joypad, like I can't see much of actually out of my ship. I see my ship very well.
Click the right stick to look down, and then click the right stick to move
so it's okay. I see. So it's toggle between three things. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. So it's
I was stuck on the bottom.
It'll be toggle between fiddle with upper toggles, fiddle with lower toggles, and don't fiddle with toggles at all. I would also recommend you press F. So currently, can you see two little warning indicators in the lower left of your HUD? They're green.
Yeah. I don't know what a warning indicator on the lower left of my HUD would look like.
Well, it looks like a green. Can you see anything green on your HUD?
Yes, not loading capacity, etc. And then level 2
on your HUD. No. Do you know what a HUD is?
Yeah. But am I looking to? No.
Really?
I don't know where I'm looking. That's the problem.
So click the left stick.
Yeah.
You see a great big parking brake cell. Right.
Yeah,
what's diagonally down and left from that P?
Electrostability control and something.
So it's warning you've disabled traction control essentially.
Okay.
And that's on the lower set toggles, which is F5 and F6, which is why your ship's all at a fucking whack ass angle.
What's F6 and F5? Gyro balancing and aero steering. Aero steering true, gyro balancing true. Okay.
I like the way how far you've coasted from anywhere useful.
Yeah.
So far, the networking is working, apart from one teensy bug. How sneaky is a bit? Oh, well, no, it's not called VR. It's called AstroTrucks. Try and forget the term sneaky spaceships. When I say it, just admonish me gently.
Admonish me gently.
But I am a client, and I'm watching you as another client, and your movement's pretty good. I'm pleased about that. Though your RCS thrusters aren't working. Can you just do a barrel roll for me using the bumpers? Okay, so the RCS isn't working for reasons. Wonder why. M-body should be. Oh well. And I can see the No, actually, no, the physics is actually doing a pretty good job. It doesn't cope very well with acceleration, but it does cope with constant and predictable forces. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing it in VR.
Are forces something different from acceleration?
So if the ship is doing a constant roll or movement, the prediction code is perfect. What it can't predict is you adding forces to change the velocity of your ship.
Adam, I'm very much a fan of the battery. All the sounds you put in, love it. I'm going to hit something.
Don't know why. Did you turn off the aero steering?
Yes.
Yes, I think did you run out of battery? Because you might have to, if you run out of battery,
then
you have to turn everything back on.
Yeah. Oh, everything.
Well, I don't know. It's up to you to check what's gone off. The part of the gameplay I'm aiming for here is what I used to love in X-Wing, which is having to fiddle with your ship. Right, one of the things I like in SnowRunner, one of the microest of micro games, is when you're waiting for someone, you turn the engine off to save fuel. So it's a similar sort of thing to that. Like the tight, not micromanagement as in micromanagement, but the tiny scale management of the ship is part of the gameplay. I can also tell you still don't have the steering and everything on. Maybe you do now.
I'm just and AstroTrucks turning the volume down to 25%.
So if you click the stick twice to look down, have you broken your hull entirely?
It looks fine.
Look, okay. Does it? You haven't taken any damage.
How do I? Where does my? Oh wait, where's my hull?
Well, click the right stick twice, as I said.
Oh yeah, you mean the bottom right on the right where it's got the different things, the logos that's stolen from Fortress Craft or something?
No, they're not from Fortress Craft. They're from.
They're all green.
So you haven't taken any damage?
No, but I went through a building which had no hitboxes.
Yeah, but you hit something. You should have taken damage. You should have taken some. What about you, Shaka?
Let me just test that.
Have you taken any damage?
I have not collided.
Right, but if you've taken any damage on any of your systems, the computer, the thrusters,
I've not.
No, should
fuel
I
pump
on purpose do that?
No, you should be taking damage on main computer just by using your main computer.
Mine's 100%.
I have a sneaky suspicion when you rejoin, it will fix itself. But if you go and load something up onto your ship,
so what does the main computer do?
that means you've pressed 2. So if you after a while the computer will break and you'll be flying blind, and you have to go get it fixed. Not that makes any sense, but that's not how computer games work.
Does it not partially break down? It goes from full to totally empty.
It will. It will, but that's not implemented yet. Right now, I haven't even managed apparently to get the bars to synchronize to clients. What are you doing, Malcolm?
Trying not to gimbal lock.
Well, just don't touch any of the controls and the ship will...
Only if I turn aero stuff on.
Right, it's a Quaternion-based system, so there is no gimbal lock. So you cannot gimbal lock. That's not a thing.
Testing it.
Yeah, but you can't because it's not a... you need one less degree of freedom than you have axes of movement, so you're fine. Hey, WJG.
My battery doesn't seem to be regenerating very much.
How much fuel have you got?
Where do I see my fuel?
Where it says... it's on the HUD, but it also says in the little readout at the bottom.
I mean, it's full because it says that it's full.
The left bar... Is the left bar
on... left bar on the HUD is half. Yeah, but my fuel... Okay, so you've got the two...
Okay, but read the text. What does it say?
No target.
No, below that.
Speed. No impact detected.
Left of that.
Level 1.
Down from there.
Level 2, current something, sorry. 0 cargo, 0 units, total flight 0, total flight time, good ship, lollipop. Why is it still called the good ship lollipop? I renamed it.
Well, name it again.
/ name.
Yeah. Enter /name. Whatever. Penis Colada.
Yeah, the penis colada.
Very good.
Taxi flight time. Penis.
And
penis
beneath taxi flaxy tight time.
Fuel reserve 91.42%.
Okay. So your battery, did you turn sport mode on or something ridiculous?
No.
Okay, good. Well, you've just flown past the loading bay. So there are some new docks as well, and various things to dodge around.
I'm going for docking on Luna.
He's a go for a docking. You heard it here first.
But I'm glad I'm not at the back of your taxi. I did wonder about a smoothness factor, like for fragile things. Also, if you ram something, you'll get told off. You know you do have a reducing factor based on how quickly you deliver the cargo, and I did wonder if I should hook up, ramming walls and things and high G forces.
Would you like my stream to stream?
I'm all right, man. I'm using it. I'm not playing. I'm just using external view to watch you guys because there's 2 of you, so I have everything I need. And I'm a client. I'm not the server. So if I can see what you're doing, we're actually in a good state for the networking. Not perfect, but it's not bad. And I've also kept the data rate very low for the moment. Now you will be able to crank that up. Incidentally, when you try and line yourself up with a hologram taxi, your center point should be in the middle of its cockpit. I always seem to aim for the middle of its thrusters, which is obviously like 6 feet too low.
Cockpit.
Yeah, cockpit, yes. And hopefully you should see a little loading indicator happen now as well. A little bit high. A little bit high. Told you.
I always forget how big I am.
Just line up with the middle of your screen to the middle of the hologram's cockpit.
Yeah, but the hologram's disappeared.
Yeah, but line it up earlier.
Okay.
Oh, it's my Unity just crashed. Oh, come on, there we go. I'll tell you, I could definitely get some good footage just from this. Wow. What state is your ship in?
Ready to mingle.
No, bottom left. It currently is debugged, but it does tell you what's.
Yeah, it's. You mean the vehicle stopped, capacity 0 of not loading. What?
Yeah. Well,
why is it not loading?
Well,
I was in there as much as I possibly could be.
Yes. And did you stop? Did you stop? Don't say yes, because that's a lie. Because I watched you.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a lie. I watched it. It doesn't matter which side you go in, by the way, but try not to implement really big sparks. Oh my god. Now, one thing I don't understand, when you hit something, the ship does tend to spin a lot, and I don't know why that is. You should bounce, but not end up in this sort of flapping around. So that's not by design. Okay, so that's it. Stop. That's it. Line up.
I can't stop. Park. What's the park button? Oh, that worked.
What, shouting?
What's the park button?
Okay, stop. What does it say in the bottom left? What is your state? To debug.
Vehicle stopped, capacity 0 of 200.
Does it say vehicle stopped, or are you actually just shit at reading?
Vehicle stopped.
Does it?
It says vehicle stopped.
Does it?
Yes.
Does it?
Yes, it does. Would you like me to show you?
I
will show you.
That will show on my screen.
No.
Bollocks, does it? You need your fucking eyes tested.
Vehicle. Vehicle.
Wait. Vehicle.
Sorry, I just manually zoomed in to see that.
Did you? If you look down, you can see it though, can't you?
If I look down, it says speed 0.00, and then it says vehicle not stopped.
Vehicle not stopped. Right.
Yes, vehicle not stopped, one word.
So
but it also says speed 00.
So why don't you stop your vehicle? Now,
fantastic. How do I do that?
Well, when you're driving a car, what do you do when you come to a stop sign? You put the handbrake on. What? Okay, in the olden days, I know.
Yeah, bollocks, Adam.
Yeah, click left stick to put the parking. Put the motion brake on is the correct term for it here.
Yeah. I've done that. I've put on my motion brake.
Cool.
However, I put on my geostabilizers, Adam.
And now what state are you in?
Can't load full. By the way,
Excellent.
there are no spaces between those.
Oh no, that's because that's an enum display. It will give you a proper readout, but right now it's just displaying your internal
Yeah,
state.
okay, cool.
So turn the handbrake off. Don't do like Max and fly around going, this handles really badly, because he was driving around with the handbrake on. I should make you go beep 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 beep.
Unknown is now vehicle stopped.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, if when you rejoin it, I'll have your name. And where are you heading for?
Don't know. I need to go to Gate Alpha for 2 passengers for warp for Gate Alpha.
Oh, that's handy. Well, that's the other side of the taxi dock that yours now behind you, but it was in front of you when I started to talk. I do like the name of your ship, by the way.
Penis Colada.
Yes.
Penis Colada.
No.
Is it which way?
If you like Penis Colada.
Oh yeah. And walks with Wayne. Wait, which way am I going?
Yeah, that way.
I completely forgot which.
Straight
that way.
ahead.
Okay.
Can you see the massive spaceship dock? That's Warp Gate Alpha.
A massive spaceship dock.
Massive spaceship warp thing.
No, I don't. But I'm looking. Oh, I think yeah.
Well, I know you can, because I
That
can
one.
see it on your screen. Yeah, it's huge.
That one.
Yeah. The sense of scale. So I'm just zooming out to see how tiny and insignificant you are, and you really are just an insignificant piece of shit. It's amazing. I love it.
Tiny.
No offense.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I did discover that in VR there's like a problem to get on scale, or like if you have some big object far away, it's hard to tell from a small object close up.
Yes, but you have a better chance than Malcolm has, who doesn't have any stereoscopic vision. But yeah, you do.
I'm also pancake at the moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in VR it's better, but you do have the issue. You go, that's quite a big object. Now it's a. Wait, what did you just hit?
Nothing. I did it on purpose. I turned off F5 and F6.
I turned off all the driver aids.
Oh, I thought I had more time. I was like, I'm just
Wait,
plenty of time.
just to be clear, can you please look downwards at your ship stats?
Oh, now it's changed.
Oh,
main
good.
computers. Oh, main computers. Okay, yeah, that's changed. It wasn't before.
And your hull
Genuinely
integrity
wasn't.
is
0.
0.
I have no hull.
Excellent. Thankfully, there is no current punishment for this.
I'm guessing not.
But yeah, the first goal is the game playable? The next goal is to answer the question, would I play
definitely
it?
not.
And the third question is answer the third question is what would I do to make me play it if I currently would. But right now, I just want to make it work. So Zebra has just joined, and he's just.
Do you know what I think you should do? Right, here's a random idea.
Yeah.
Heads-up display.
You've got one.
No, for directions.
No.
Except for except for it goes a really unoptimal way. It's like, oh, you should follow this direction here, and then cone left at this, and then go right there. But if you know it, you can go directly there because you know where you're going.
Part of the goal is to have.
So you'll eventually learn it.
Is to have a commander, like that tells you.
Yeah,
these
of course.
things.
Yeah.
Incidentally, you're going to complete the wrong place. Did that say Warp Gate Alpha? No, it didn't.
But that does.
Yeah, I'm just going to quit and rejoin, by the way, so I get to see Zebra. You guys will probably have a spam of error saying can't find RPG Ship 4.
Don't care about RPG Ship 4. He's a prick.
Wow, you're going very quick. That's one way.
I just press park.
I do look forward to in a minute, because you're going to have to go and repair your ship. Like, you have to pretend the ship needs repairing. Maybe I should just implement a small hiss. It's just going oxygen low, oxygen low.
Speed. I put parking on it, so speed's okay. Now it says unloading, 100%. That's the wrong way.
Huh? What's the wrong way?
Well, if you
can you see the green circle going up?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
yes.
watch that. Ignore the debug readout. Look at the
Oh, I
readout.
see. Okay.
If you want to make your life easy, just reverse into Lunar Limos to load up again.
I'm driving with a park brake. Am I destroying my clutch?
No. It just argues that that will probably do some damage, and it'll go boom, boom, boom. And if I can make a burning smell appear in your game, I would.
This Penis Colada vehicle is reversing.
You are called the Penis Colada on rejoin, so that's good.
You like Penis Colada?
Well, this isn't going in the trailer. But yeah, it's good.
Sports mode. Oh, no, that's not sports mode.
Yeah, there is a sports mode, but you've just overshot the dock.
The dock?
Yeah. Lunar Limos.
No, I've already unloaded.
Lunar Limos is a load.
Oh.
You can see it
I
says.
unloaded to repair a truck.
It says 7 times passengers there. You see, so.
That's not space dock. Yes.
Do you need to get that logo twiddled a bit? It's a bit rubbish.
Logo.
How much money have you got right now? $24.
$24. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that might pay for your fuel, but not your repairs. Though I have been quite generous on fuel. And I have just tweaked the cost of repairs a bit too. And if you want more frame rate and more visuals, press Shift F3 for better shadows and stuff as well.
Oh, thank you. Shift F3. I feel like
Pina coladas.
Chicken tonight. I feel like it should basically, when it loads, you've got the green circle for loading.
Yeah.
And I feel like it should then also do the go reverse. So literally have the full circle emptying as it's unloading.
I did actually have a comment in the code that said, should this be the other way around? But I couldn't. But I didn't really get a chance to test it. I got a chance to implement it. I got to put the backlight in. On Unity. Stop being crap. That is... Excuse me, sir. I feel sick in your taxi. Oh, where are you headed?
Doc Gamma.
Cool.
Gamma. It's over there probably somewhere.
See that enormous ship about a kilometre long to your right?
Yeah.
Fly either over or under or in front of it. Let me see. Cockpit RPG player. That one? No, it's cockpit graphics. Yeah, I did have a comment that said, should I reverse this? So, yeah. So unloading should be inverted, you think?
I think so.
I agree. But yeah, I love the scale I've got. I'm really pleased with that. I am pushing the limits of what I can get out of 32-bit accuracy. But yeah, you see that big kilometre long ship you just flown past? I'd like to let you fly that, but it would need to be a multi-person thing. So one person will fly it, and tugboats are going to have to sort of bonk it into position. Yeah, see the dock over to your right? With a ship smashing into it? Oh, it's slightly outside. Yeah, I don't... Yeah.
I'm going to refresh to not have constantly the errors.
Yes. Because Malcolm, as far as he's concerned, he's called unknown. So yeah, it's when a new player joins, it doesn't... Are you messing around with... Oh yes, you are messing around with sport mode, I can tell, because your ship suddenly stopped responding. Bear in mind, you are paying for fuel, so the more efficient you drive, the more money you'll make. But the less bonus you'll get for early delivery.
But you've implemented the thing where it's more efficient to accelerate quickly to maximum speed, and then you've done that right, because we discussed that before, and that's the correct way to do it.
It actually doesn't make a difference, because it's a spaceship, so you can coast.
I know.
So...
Well, you will slow. Well, it depends which direction's the sun coming from, because sunlight weighs something.
This is true. I may think about implementing solar pressure. So there is a repair dock, but you don't have much money. Can you?
It says repair dock, Gamma. I can see repairs.
Yeah, so that's the repairs bit, and then there's a taxi bit and a fueling bit. So hopefully, right now it's obvious. It's obvious which bit is fuel, which bit is people, and which bit is repair.
It is not.
This is not
repair. I presume I go in there for repair.
That is correct. Is that you've got to be
quite in the middle?
You've got to be quite low. The trigger box is not as big as it should be, so you need to move down about 2 ship. No, just downwards. You don't need to point. God.
Yeah, but how do I move downwards? How do I move downwards?
Left stick.
Left stick in? Oh.
Left stick straight. Left stick move. Right stick. Look. And we'll go down. There you go, and stop smashing into the ground, and then put your handbrake on. There you go.
Repairing.
You can see it. See your UI flashing there, showing you that it's repairing.
UI flashing there, showing me it's repairing.
See, it's like main
So I
thrust.
rejoined.
Yes.
And I'm seeing unknown
That works. That works very well, Adam.
Well, it does, but you're right.
Have I run out of money? Is that why?
Yeah, you're on money. But if you can drop off those, so a clever man, of course, would have dropped off his load and then repaired. But
So I would have done what?
you heard. Schalke, that's possibly because Malcolm hasn't rejoined yet.
What do you mean rejoin? Oh.
Possibly. Like, I have no such issues. I'm good. But Malcolm is called unknown to Malcolm, so there is some sort of issue with the inaugural flight. I do reckon I
have a thing that is not about does it work or not, but I guess it's not opinion time yet.
I'll go for it. I mean, so far everything's good.
The way that you have limited doing through translations in high speed.
Yes, I've stopped you cheating. Yes, carry on.
I would rather be that sideways uses fuel. I really would like to do correction burns without having to do big rotations to do slight burns.
Yeah, but I've implemented that so you didn't do what you were doing, which is to use RCS thrusters to get the ship up to huge speeds.
You mean what I was doing?
Everyone was doing it.
I think the problem with that is that it doesn't use fuel, and just making it use fuel fixes that.
No, because unfortunately, I can't make it use any significant amount of fuel, because then you have no chance of maneuvering your ship. Like, you need RCS thrusters a lot. So if I were to punish you by making it so you had to be frugal with them, you'll just end up floating through space, going, this game is shit, I've run out of fuel. Is this a dock in here? Yeah, so straight in front of you, Malcolm, is another taxi dock.
Straight in front of me?
Oh, shit, I just closed Discord. Yeah, a long way, but well, actually it was, but you've turned around now. So it was until you turn around.
So should I turn around again?
Yeah, go on, because I don't think I've tried this one. Where are you? There you are. Oh man, one of the cool things about this is it's quite a small area, so you do see the other ships a lot. Because in Elite, you just flew for fucking ages and saw nothing. And it was only when you went to the docks, you were like, oh cool, I'm seeing things. One thing I was thinking about doing, Schalke, is continuing to limit the RCS usage above 8 meters per second, but only along that axis. So if you're going in a straight line, you can still strafe sideways up to 8 meters a second sideways.
Who's this prick? Garbage? Wait, it's like the garbage collector.
It's one of the garbage. Yeah, that's one of the ships you'll be able to fly. I thought it's rather than me implement a whole bunch of ships, to get one ship just right and then move on. So there will be recycle ships, garbage ships, transport ships, mining ships, or processing ships, all sorts of different things. But if you head to the Stellar Cabs sign,
Can't see. Oh yeah.
just to the right.
From the right, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks like there's another taxi there, but there is. But for some reason it's flying backwards. So I'm hoping that's a person.
It is waiting server.
Tick boxes say, oh, it's a network AI. Oh, yeah, I don't know if it's a player or not. But yeah, would that make more sense, Schalke, then? If I were to limit your speed on the RCS, but only along any given axis, you can still strafe into position, but you can't use it to affect your forward velocity very much.
That would tickle my fancy.
Yeah, because I've had the same problem.
I'm not really agreeing with your analysis, and I think the problem that you have to rotate a lot to make correction burns is significant downside of limiting the true 6 of things.
Well, in reality, your main thruster is of many orders of magnitude different power to your RCS thrusters, but that won't make for a very good game, and means I need to make the game a lot bigger. Because right now, they're not particularly different. You know, you might as well just use your RCS thrusters to fly everywhere. because it's a game. Otherwise, you would end up having to, I'd have to make it so you had to travel many, many kilometers in order to make up, and then to make up the difference, that then the main thrusters have to be quite a bit more powerful. So
I don't really see the downside of that. And
I can't do that.
Had the opinion that you have to have braking greater than forward.
Like a glove.
Yes, but then you have the issue that I only have quite a small playing area. I cannot make that playing area bigger. That is not an option. And if I allow you to go quickly, then you will blitz through the playing area very, very quickly. And
but I played a game where the retro rockets are significantly less powerful than the forward ones, and it was not so bad. So the game didn't feel so broken that it seemed when you presented the opinion.
Yeah, but is it more fun or more realistic? Well, it's obviously more realistic, but that does actually make it more fun. I mean, bear in mind, even as we are, Malcolm is massively incompetent at flying his ship, so I'm not sure that you have. So I know what you mean there, because initially I had that, but unfortunately you and Malcolm did nothing but abuse the physics to travel around the place very, very quickly. So now I've removed the ability to do all of those things. So you only have yourself to blame. But yeah, I can't see a way I can make RCS use fuel in any significant way, because you'll just end up stuck.
Stop!
Don't you end up stuck anyway, because the main engine does use fuel?
Yeah, but you end up in limp mode. So I'd like to point out Malcolm. I'd like to point out that Malcolm just ploughed into a wall because he completely misjudged his braking distance.
Yeah, but I was holding you accelerate much slower than you.
You brake.
Well, it feels like you accelerate.
You brake quite a bit quicker than you accelerate.
Really?
Really? Oh yes. But Schalke would like me to make it so you brake an equal amount or possibly significantly slower. So you have to do a flip and burn to be efficient, which is cool, but
horrific to actually think about.
But in Malcolm's particular case, as I've just demonstrated already, completely screwed. Did you just fly here randomly hoping this is where you offloaded it? Because it isn't.
No, because it is where I'm offloading it. Because I've just got rid of one.
Cool. So Big D's halfway in is the other side of the Stellar taxi cabs. It's interesting. I haven't actually seen two people come close. Yeah, get it? Halfway in.
Yeah, I understand, but like the other place, or the other side of the taxi, something.
The other side of the taxi place where you picked up these passengers. Yes.
I've got to go backwards.
Well, you don't have to. You can go and pick up another taxi. You have a spot. I think the next thing I really want to start implementing is you are building up stats right now. You're building up stats on flying, on docking, on transfer. There is lots of stats building up internally. I'm just not applying any of them yet. So Big D's halfway in is actually tricky and the most arcadey because there's a massive solar array.
Really?
Well, there's a massive
there's
a massive solar array spinning around, which obviously you would never, ever, ever put there because that's just completely dumb. Wow. Stop messing around with sport mode. I saw you did
me it if you want me to mess around with it.
Yeah, but you just sort of put sport mode on, ran out of fuel, and then just coasted all the way through the refueling dock.
Boss, exactly like I planned.
I'm getting some little video clips as well.
Why am I not? Why is my energy not recovering?
How much fuel have you got? 61%.
66 points.
Yeah. You haven't turned your computer back on.
A bit.
Isn't that a catch-22?
No, it just doesn't update the HUD when the computer's off. So that it wasn't filling up his fuel. It was that his computer was off. Luke, you switched off your targeting computer.
My fuel reserve's going down.
Are you?
Wait, am I still Wait, my fuel it's creating. It's filling up my power, but then I guess maybe then I'm gonna get.
Hold on, I'm just trying to look at your screen. Let me just make you a bit bigger. Oh yes, high member. So your fuel is going.
It's not moving at all now. Am I in the place?
But your money's going down.
Where's my money? Cash.
Oh, there you go. You have finished refueling. Oh, I think it just isn't telling you. Remember, you haven't rejoined. That's why. Remember, you have. This is still your Virgin run, so that's what's happening. You haven't been told about yourself, but it worked. You finished refueling, loading 76 units and costing $38. That did actually work. Regardless of what it might say, at some point you'll get a tick. Probably when you enter your the next dock, you'll get a tick telling you, well done. I'm trying very hard not to use up too much bandwidth. So I'm only sending you stuff intelligently, but that means obviously I keep screwing it up. Right, so Malcolm will be flying over here. So he has to fly over to the back of the station. Instead, is somebody a taxi flying around really, really, really fast underneath the level, or is that an AI?
How fast is fast?
Really, I don't even want to hazard a guess. Velocity 400 and 800 meters a second?
I am not going that fast.
It's probably an AI.
Where's Dee's thing?
The other side. You can go over or under or around.
I'm going to go under. I always go over.
Yeah, going under. So I usually go over, but going under makes more sense because you can see above you because that's where the cockpit is. So always fly under
Or
things.
that or fly over it and then just invert.
Well, yeah. I do have a cockpit, by the way, with more vision, but that has the issue that it's going to be a little bit more nauseating. Oh, is that another human player? I think it might be. It is a ship called Waiting for Server. Oh, maybe not. Are you in, Max? I can't tell. I don't have a handy list on this.
No, I'm not. Would you like me to be?
Yes, more the merrier. It seems to be working. Like, we haven't had any major issues. Just Malcolm.
Rude.
But as I said, the goal is to see if the game is playable. The goal is to see if it's possible to play it, not to see if it's possible to break it.
Because that would be a positive.
Well, no, I mean, it's very, I said before, it's very easy to break a game by going, oh, look, when I just get the car and smash it in here, I get it stuck and it's broken. But
I'm meant to be flickering so much.
But as we have, we've played games where, like SnowRunner, we're desperately trying to we're trying to play the game, not trying to break the game.
Break it, yeah. 1 second, let me just grab something. I need to prop my foot up.
What the hell's happening to HSS station?
What do you mean?
It's moving and it looks really odd.
Yeah. Have you got the stream up?
Yeah. If you look at my screen at that point, it looks like the whole of space is rotating.
I know, because your brain's locked onto the wrong thing. It's cool in VR, by the way. It's really cool. That bit is so awesome. But if you time your exiting wrong, there is something in the way, which I know is ridiculous, and there is no way you would ever have a space station designed so you had to wait for a bit of it to get out of the way.
Unloading 99%. I'm just unloading 99%. Vehicle stopped. Can't unload item. Okay, that's fine. Okay, 1 passenger, 4D's halfway in. I think you're fine.
Yes, you're gonna get your
stopped.
Yeah, that's handbrake. Can't unload. What? I can't read that. Can't unload what?
Yeah, I can't either.
Well, look down.
Item available.
Look down.
Can't
Oh, what the fuck? I spawned in a funny position.
Can't unload item available. Oh, no item available.
What happened to me?
It also
you
says
probably
that
just spawned inside the server, which I never bothered to move around.
I think I've unloaded.
Got a gas burner going off somewhere.
That's your RCS trying to stabilize you. But yeah, grab your pad, press the right stick to look upwards, toggle on the toggles you want on, and then toggle. And then look downwards, toggle on the toggles you want on with the right stick, and then right stick again to look forwards.
I want 4 and 5 on or not?
You definitely want 5 and F5. You want 1, 2, 3, F5, F6, and then click the left stick. Malcolm, I don't know is the easy answer.
Okay.
I think
I need to go somewhere else, but I don't know where this other
possibly suggest exiting and coming back in, because you haven't done that.
I've only got one passenger. So I unloaded one. I don't know if they're both going here. If they're supposed to be there or not.
What does it say? I can't read what it says.
It says these halfway in.
Big D's halfway.
That's where I need to be going.
That seems like I would quit and rejoin. As I said, new players confuse the game a little bit because it doesn't seem to correctly transmit the new player out and around. How's the Ark going? The Ark. Oh, is that me? Am I the Ark? You can all call me the Ark from now on. I'm doing well, thank you. We're just doing a test of a forthcoming game, so this is the networking test. The game is perfect single player. All of this stuff just works, but multiplayer, a little bit more. Did you just exit, Malcolm?
Yeah.
Okay, your ship hasn't disappeared yet.
How do I change the name of my ship? I've forgotten.
/name. Enter /name. Don't call it Penis Collider. We've already got that.
Penis Collider. That's.
So I do have a to-do note, by the way, to spawn players and immediately move them forwards a little bit, so you clear the. Because there's like 5 people for some reason in the start area. I don't know why you're all still there.
Is the handbrake on when people starts?
Yeah, but I want to just sort of start people and then move them out the way of the start bit a little bit. Obviously, I haven't put enough start docs in. So we have waiting server, decal entering broken, waiting server, and this is me all the way back here. So this is my ship. Yeah, I should have put the handbrake on. And yeah, so
How do we get rid of all the diagnostics?
F11.
No.
Is that Malcolm? Is that you flying out shouting no? Bear in mind, I am disagreeing with Schalke. I don't think the realistic flight modes are in the slightest bit fun, and I always go with aero and gyro, so it flies like an aeroplane.
Gyro is kill rods.
Yeah. Gyro is it bleeds off sideways velocity. Malcolm, yeah.
I'm not getting any feedback.
Max, you're going to have to rejoin. It says no ship data for you. That's bad.
Mine says no ship. Mine says no ship data too.
Yeah, that would possibly indicate we broke. Oh, okay. Error. Okay, let me just close the server. It looks. Oh, that might be a Unity error. Hold on. I've closed the server, so hopefully you've all just been kicked out.
Yes.
Yep.
There is a small chance you will be able to rejoin, but it is only a chance, and I don't really expect it.
Should we try?
Sure, but it doesn't work. That is kind of the expected.
Well, Adam, you say you can't. I mean, it doesn't say F1 or F2 on the bottom of my screen at the moment, on the top of my screen at the moment. So maybe press it and hope.
I'm just looking through the log file at what the error was.
If you like penis coladas.
It might simply be there are too many ships, because it just says error, memory stream was not expandable. But let's see if you can rejoin, even though I don't think you'll be able to. But it would be good to know. Memory.
I couldn't.
Oh, well, I haven't put the server back up yet. I'm just still waiting for Steam to tell me it's stopped. There we go. Okay, there is server is booting. It takes ages for Steam to come back with, yep, it's working, by the way. Like, several seconds. Cool. Okay, the server should be back up. Kovalin, you couldn't figure out how to get started, then you ran out of battery. Or then you had managed. Starting internet search.
It says no. I just relaunched the game now because I couldn't press F2 to load again.
Mine says no.
I pressed F2 again. It says searching for server.
Yeah, that's not happening. But it brings you back to the main menu. That's the important thing.
Right.
Yes.
But yeah, just rerun the game. Or either rerun the game and join via F2 or right-click and join me. Whichever floats your boat. Whichever flies your spaceship.
I just spaceship.
So Kaovalin, oh yeah, we probably all joined a little bit quick there, didn't we?
Sorry, I think my response was appropriate.
In VR, it would have been.
I've got a great imagination.
That's weird. It says, welcome Dr. Realism to flight number 1 with your total 224 XP. I pressed F11 and it joined the game. I thought, I'll just take the dev stuff off first. F11, oh, I've joined a server. Maybe not. Am I in the game or not in the game?
No ship data.
Oh. So,
No ship.
yeah, so no ship data is bad and possibly just about the end of this. Yeah. So apparently I'm trying to send 1.2 megabytes of data.
Yeah, the HP bars are at half, which doesn't correspond.
Okay, at this point, when it says no ship, that's it. All bets are off. Something terrible has happened. I just don't know what it is. But what I can do...
Are you trying to check the firewall?
No. Something terrible has happened. Well, obviously that bit.
Yeah, we firewall. It's not a firewall thing because we've been connecting to them.
But let me rerun it on this computer because I can run the server on here, which I wasn't doing on purpose. But this means I think it might be quite as simple as there were too many people on the server. So when someone joins, I have to send all the data to people, and I have a sneaky suspicion there were too many people, and I was busting a memory buffer. So could someone join? Don't really care who. You can all join.
I'll hold off.
I am ready to join,
Yeah,
so yes, I will
for
connect.
It. Yeah, I'm working. I've joined. I've got
joining.
data.
Oh wow, someone just went to warp on the main menu and it's awesome.
Yeah, when you hit go, it goes to warp.
Oh, okay, I'm now in.
Cool. Do you
have...
You will have ship data. This is a different computer running the server.
I do have ship data. Not loading. I do have ship data.
Searching for server.
I'm so pleased with the detail and all these things.
Random thought for you.
Yes.
You know ships that go under the London Bridge have to ask permission in advance of their arrival?
Yes.
How do they achieve that?
With a radio?
That's what I was thinking, but I think is it normally you get told like on the radio,
Max, let's be honest.
Well in advance, hours in advance.
We all know the real answer, and that is somewhere there's an Excel spreadsheet that someone fills in by hand, and someone prints it out every day to see what time to move the ships. We know that's what actually happens.
Yeah, but how does that? I'm just thinking that big long container ship that goes past the waypoint. I was thinking, would that turn up in advance? It just goes straight to the Stargate or whatever, and go straight through it.
Yeah, everything would be cleared out of the way of the big ships. Yes.
It'd be like
ATC.
it was expected. All right, I'm going to press F2 now.
Yeah, it seems to be okay. I think it was just simply when enough people are joined. I think I was sending too much data, which is amazing because the limit is a megabyte. But it might just be I was sending you. I need to send all the ships, then flush, then send all the players, then flush, or spread it out. I think we had 6 players, 7 players. And obviously, I've never had that many before. Is that you, Malcolm?
Doing what?
Being awful. Malcolm, 90 degrees to your left, can you see an asteroid, a little asteroid?
Yeah, that one.
I can't. You're not streaming, but there's a little asteroid in front of you. You can actually dock inside it. It's like that's planned to be one of the private docks.
Oh. Is this one that I'm going to now?
Rude name.
Sorry, Zebra, you're a bit quiet. Say that again.
Chaos is a rude name.
No, what it said. That's not what it said. It said, if this is rude, let us know.
Please use a different name.
What?
Yeah, okay, there is too much debug stuff over it. Yes.
It definitely does not say please use a different name. You've definitely made that up.
Please use report if this is a rude name.
Yes. The important word there is if. Some people say that if is the biggest word in the English language.
I hit F2, nothing happened.
You have restarted your client since it all went tits up, right?
Yes.
Leave it, it'll do it.
I would just honestly, for what I've learned from Power Wash Simulator, which we played a bunch, does anyone actually want a server browser or the ability to join people via anything other than the Steam join system? Like, I just feel that's the way to go. So
I think join by Steam is the most simplest, easiest thing to do.
Yeah, so noted that doesn't work. That might be because I was running a server on a different computer in this house recently. So right click join, which should, touch wood,
Okay, so I'll
work.
quit out.
So there's nothing in here of note, but it is cool, and this will be where you park your ship to say, when I log back in, spawn me at this location.
What, someone else has taken that location already?
No, it just means that this is just your spawn. It'd be like GTA, so possibly inside here, other ships.
Wow.
Oh, I forgot that.
No ship. Join accepted all done. Connected server. Join.
Error, too much data sent. So how many players have we got? So this is good to know. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You were the 6th player. Error too much. Now I should be able to fix this. Here, send data to clients. What data are we trying to send?
Unable to find an RPG ship for 5 after.
Yep. As I said, the server just fell over. Why don't I send? Oh no, fill ship data. Set update shops. Send all shops on 87 985. Skycast says, I wouldn't have collision in docks until parked. Yeah, bear in mind that thing that Malcolm just knocked. I mean, it's just gone. That's just a graphic that I left physics turned on. But yeah, these are like garages, like in GTA. You wouldn't be able, once you entered it, all other ships would disappear. I don't believe the error. So the error is telling me my buffer is a megabyte, which is fine. That's about as big as you want to send in a TCP buffer. And it's telling me I sent over a megabyte of data. Really? Are you sure? That does seem unlikely. No, that does seem to be the case. So that means send all data to client.
Not doing it in chunks.
Well,
one presumes.
where did we die? We die in 871. So it could be that the ships, like the other player ships, are just too big. So what I can do, that puts all the ship data in. Turn true, and then we send reliable. So that means it's more than a megabyte of ship data. That's horrendous, and I feel I should be taken outside and shot for that, if that's the case. Because there's only 6 of you, and if I look on disk, I can see how big the files are. I'm pretty much sending the files. So I look at Max's folder, it's 2 kilobytes, and ships are 2 kilobytes in total for all the ships in the world. So how the hell has this ended up as a megabyte?
How often are you sending it?
Doesn't matter, because
I
flushed.
just kill the server or something.
I'm trying to connect the debugger, but you know what's actually happened is Unity's just crashed on me. Just, yeah, that's the Unity works. Compiling scripts. I do have a comment. Be aware this can break the data limit if too many happen at once. Right, so what I'll do is I will pop a breakpoint on that error.
For debugging purposes, could you use Sentry?
Don't know what Sentry is.
Google it.
You could just tell me.
Server system software, whatever it is, with an API. Effectively, you import into your code, and any exceptions and various bits like that automatically get logged there. Date, time, who done it, how many occurrences, etc. Would that be useful for game debugging for client side?
Sometimes. I'm just wondering.
For developing and then just turn it off later.
I'm just wondering if what I could do is just mark all the ships as dirty and then send them. But I'm struggling to believe that 6 ships is 1.2 megabytes of data. I've been so careful with the amount. So I'm wondering if it's something like when there are 6 ships, I'm adding the first ship once and the second ship twice and the third ship 3 times and the fourth ship 4 times and so on and so on.
4 ship plus all the other 1, 2, 3, 4 ships. You're iterating through the array once for 1 ship, but 4 times for 4 ships.
That's what I
It should be once for everything.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't get you to a megabyte though, would you?
Well, I mean, I can't see how the error is wrong. I'm just looking at the code. Because what I do here is I actually just mark up all of the players as dirty and they get sent. And at this point here, I run over all the ships in the entire game. And if they are... I should probably do comma and loaded. I.e. they actually exist. And
is
then
inventory this big?
Well, the thing is, I can look at the files on disk. So all of the ships in total come to 2 kilobytes, and all of the players in total come to 12 kilobytes. So I'm really confused how this is apparently busting a megabyte. Okay. Debug.log warning. Sending all ships. Data size is... Okay, so what we do, if we all rejoin, I should see that message get bigger. So I can see how big 1 ship is, and 2 ships, and 3 ships, and 4 ships.
Yeah, so if you were sending every ship for every iteration, ultimately sending every ship, the first ship every iteration, you would end up with 56 kilobytes.
Yeah, I know. This is why
I'm going to connect.
I'm just booting it up now.
Are you sending player information as well at 12 kilobytes?
So all of the players that the server has ever seen in total add up to 12k. All of the ships the server has ever seen in total add up to 2k. I'm not quite sure where the megabyte's coming from. Unless this is something like a race condition, 2 things. Okay, so you guys come back in.
Who? All of us?
Everyone, yeah. All at once.
Right,
what could possibly go wrong?
The same bugs you haven't fixed yet.
Okay.
Are you fixing code at the front?
I haven't fixed anything. All I've done is put a debug. Here we go. Sending all ships. Data size is 1077 for... Wait, what?
No ship.
Yeah. No ship data. So Shauka managed to break it, and he's only like the 2nd person into the server. Right, let me attach the debugger, which obviously I had to restart Unity for because anything else would be stupid. Okay, so if you, as you join, I will step through the code and see what's going on.
So you being everyone, or you being specifically one person?
People join. Obviously, as you join, it will break. But that I need the break scenario, so
the break points.
Break it.
Yeah.
Okay. Overland latency shouldn't be an issue.
I'm going to rejoin. Yeah.
Yep.
Rejoining.
Bear in mind, shouldn't is not the same as isn't. And just to be absolutely, there we go. Return true. Okay. L data.
Oh, let's kick me off again.
Yes, because I'm debugging. Oh, what do you mean L data is not in the scope? Yes, it is. It's right there. That would be... Okay, so I just sent 6 dirty ships. Here we go. I can actually... All right, I'm in a good position, so I can actually look at the data now. So feel free to look at the stream. So we have 6 ships in total. And And yes, we have the good ship Lollipop there. And we have the good ship Lollipop. Of course, you guys have named your ships, which is always helpful because then I know whose it is. So there's DJ ships. So we do definitely have, these are definitely player ships. And we have 6 because 6 of you have joined. All good. So why is...
My ship should be on that, right?
The binary writer... capacitor... But... Oh. It's not K, it's bytes. Position 1077 bytes. That is fine. That's good. That means I can do 100 times more than we've got. Okay. So I'm getting the error, the exception, memory stream is not expandable. So I'm writing into a binary writer that has a megabyte buffer. He says... where do we initialize you? Because I mean, the issue is I'm guessing what the error is. I've been given an error back from the base.
So the single write is bigger than the buffer?
Apparently.
If you right click that, can you not set like go to definition? Or
Yeah.
no, you're not setting the that is the definition of
there we go.
yeah.
So binary writer uses MSW, which uses send buffer internal. Send buffer internal is of whoops. I'll just put the comment into the
internal. Could we just share?
Read-only static protected uint max packet size equals
good.
1024. Comment 1 million brackets 1024, just so I can read it in the editor. Let's just put that back to the correct size. Thankfully, this shouldn't affect you guys. You're not the server. Oh, good. So I can safely say at this point it will probably break at 60 live clients. Then about 10 times what we've got. No, 600. No, 6,000 live clients. I think that's fine.
Barely.
Yeah, well, you know, I think if this game has 6,000 people all playing at once, all on the same server, I can probably find a bit of time to rewrite the code. Given that we played a game yesterday.
6,000 people. How many taxes is there?
It's unlimited taxes. In theory, we could do it like the Live for Speed server in the sense that there are a finite number of ships. You should all be able to rejoin now, and cross fingers.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how many taxis are there for like 20 passengers or something? Like 6,000 taxis just being there waiting for a passenger.
Oh yeah, Zebra, that'd be just like a real taxi rank. People just queue up outside the taxi rank waiting for a passenger.
Yeah, but 6,000.
Yeah, well, that's the limit. Bear in mind, this game is not about taxis. It's just that taxis are the first ship I've implemented. So hopefully you join the game and you'll go, hey, what do we need? Oh, we don't have any miners today. And you'll be like, miners? But I'm an old man. And they go, miners, not miners. And we'd all laugh. And then they put you in a mining ship. Well, I'd laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really annoyed about the decals, by the way. It's a Unity issue. So you can see it says Penis Colada there. But if I spin the camera, it just, well, now it's doing it. Sometimes it doesn't. So, Malcolm, do you have anything in there?
No.
You don't have anything? We'll
I ain't got shit.
Right in front of you, slightly to your left, around that asteroid, is the lunar limos. Okay, Evelyn, did you manage to fly your ship, by the way? Also, please do type in, enter, /name, space, name of your ship, enter, so I can tell who's who. Very good.
Zebra something has changed his name to Leroy Jenkins, without the Jenkins.
Obviously, we don't do spoilers in this channel, but did you watch Obi-Wan yet? Anyone?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
I no spoilers, but I will say the young lady actress is fan-fucking-tastic. She is so good. So.
Stop. Handbrake.
Oh. No, don't put... The handbrake doesn't work. This isn't a car. You can't just slam the handbrake on. You love my iron. Iron. My iron.
Irony?
I don't know. And K. Evelyn, yes, I've noticed you. Yeah, you are no longer able to get the ship up to high speed and slam on the handbrake. That's not a thing. Though maybe I should allow you to do that, and I can also just put the code back so you're allowed to fly as fast as you like with the RCS. It just brakes. So if you put the handbrake on at high speed, just like a real car, you just wreck the handbrake.
Electric handbrakes don't like it. They don't want to come off immediately.
Well, so I haven't tried, but I know that my car, if I press the handbrake but the park button for 4 seconds, it engages the handbrake no matter what. I'm assuming a normal electronic brake does the same thing. There is a turn on, I don't care what you think.
I know that planes can tear themselves apart at like 10 Gs or something, but
Yes.
that's some intense handbraking if it produces 10 G.
That is, I mean, with the best one in the world, a car is not likely to brake much more than 1G or accelerate. Like 1G is a lot of acceleration. Malcolm, what are you doing?
I'm loading and looking at my phone.
So you're slightly too low or too high for what my client thinks. You're just bouncing.
I mean, I've loaded. Yeah.
No. So you're bouncing into the wall and then bouncing back out again. But that's because the synchronization isn't quite perfect on the side. So where are you off to?
Gate Alpha and repair dot gamma.
Well, warp gate Alpha's easy.
That's the big one.
No, it's the one right in front of you that you just turned away from. That literally said warp gate Alpha.
You can't read it that distance.
Well, maybe you should be running in 1440p like a grown-up.
I ain't got 1440p. I've got a 4K in the other screen.
You've got 4. Why are you not running? Well, this will run in 4K, you silly fuck. Put it 4K.
I think it'll run. I think the game will run 4K. I'm not sure my PC will run at 4K. But I am running it at 100 FPS to be fair.
I take offence at that.
What's with the screen having a stroboscopic effect?
Which screen?
My screen, like the outlines of some of the things go flicker, flicker, flicker.
I don't know what things you mean, but the answer is it's not done properly.
But
I don't know what things.
I think maybe a shadow of some sort.
I do reckon if you press Shift F3, everything will go to a lot higher resolution. Incidentally, we all have to talk proper for tomorrow's stream because we're doing new farming sim on Game Pass.
On Game Pass.
So you'll be practicing your accents, especially Schalke. I want to hear Schalke's like rural accent.
Do you?
Is that a thing, Schalke? I know that in Germany. No, in Germany, Austrian accents are the same as the rural accents. So Arnie is basically hilarious. But is that a thing to like do the Finnish, or I forget where you're from, Zebra, foreign lands? Do you also have the concept of a rural accent?
I think it's regional.
Okay,
it's not so much socialized.
Right. Say yes or no.
So I can maybe detect if you are from somewhere where there is a lot of rural people, but it doesn't particularly sound rural.
What about for you, Zebra? I forgot where you're from. It's either Switzerland or Sweden or Norway or Scandinavia. Switzerland. So say something in Switzerlandish.
Ich bin mir nicht ganz sicher, was es groß bringt, aber sure, why not?
Cool. Now say the same. Say the same sentence. That sounds
very Germanic.
But now say the same sentence, but as if you were a farmer.
That's exactly the same.
Oh, so you are a yokel, is what you're telling me, right?
I mean, what?
A yokel.
A yokel.
What's a yokel?
You know, a local accent for local people.
Yeah, a local. Yeah, you know, down from the farm. Little yokel.
I am living in a 200-year-old farmhouse. Does that count?
Oh my god, I thought you were cool, but you're actually just a fucking yokel. Oh.
Just a damn peasant.
He's a country bumpkin.
You have, depending on canton or state, more or less, you have differences in speech. Like, the more west you get, the more French it gets, because at some point you have, well, French Swiss, and the more south you go, you have more Italian. If you go across Gotthard and stuff, you have Italian.
Wait, sorry, if you go across where?
If you go across or through the Gotthard,
Say it again.
Alps-
Say it again.
Gotthard.
I'm gonna live there. I'm moving. That's where I live. Where you from? Gotthard.
Oh God. Yeah. Well.
No,
the-
Gotthard, not God.
Gotthard. Not Gotthard. Gotthard. Like me and your mum.
It's written in Gotthard, G-O-T-T.
Yeah, but it sounds like Gotthard. So, okay, so if you are basically a country bumpkin, now say something in a posh city accent. Say the same sentence, but how a posh city person would say it.
If it was Red Van news reporter.
Oh God. No.
Hello, this is the 4 o'clock news. Like that.
Well, yes, but it again depends on the region. If you have people from different cantons, you can hear that. If you have
I don't know what a canton is.
more or less a state.
Okay.
County?
County is too small. A canton is like a bigger than a region. No, not really. Switzerland has like 26 of them.
Okay, so when you say it's too small, how big? How many people live in a canton?
It highly depends.
Example.
Let me.
Citation needed.
Because I live in a county called Yorkshire, and it has 5.5 million people in it. It's
Okay.
it's basically a country at that point, but
Yeah.
you should probably turn your engines on, Max.
Okay, let me see.
So this is working then. I think all of your ship stuff is also working, like your ship damage and things. So that's the first step. If it's
done some work jobs.
so I think you mean about the flat. Max, can you press Shift F3 for me?
I already have once. I press it a second time.
Press Shift F1.
Shift F1.
That's low detail. Where are you? That's probably the next
I
question.
don't know. I'm
Okay.
trying to work out where I'm supposed to go. I can't.
Okay,
find
so
things.
can you just spin, like just hold the bumpers down so you're spinning really quickly, because then I can work out which ship you are. That'll be you. Hang on. And now stop spinning. Cool. Right, so press F5 and F6. Oh no, hold on. You're not. Is somebody else spinning just to make my life difficult? So Max, spin again. Okay, that's you. Awesome. Cool. Right, we'll turn on F5 and F6 just to make your life easier, because you've currently got traction control and stability assist off. So there you go. Now your ship will align to the universe, and you are currentently floating towards the base. So you're floating backwards, which you could probably tell there are little arrows showing you in the middle of your screen. There are little arrows showing you why how you're traveling. But the flickering is probably because you are quite some kilometers from the middle of the universe, to the point where accuracy is beginning to get a little bit low. There you go. There's the base. I'm just going to rename your ship temporarily so I can find you again. And there's
Max Splat.
Yeah, no, I'm looking in the hierarchy, so I've renamed you in the Unity hierarchy so I can find your ship.
Okay.
Are you called Max Splat? Yes, you are. Who's that? That's Leroy. Oh, so that bit's working. I should probably... Let me make a note. Decal to rename Unity entity. Bear in mind, you do have a sport mode that lets you break the speed limit, but does use tons more power. I also have purposely made the joystick very, very, very non-linear, so gentle movements do very little. So you should be able to accurately control it, he says.
But yeah, I've popped a.
But I don't know how many people live in those places.
Yeah, Switzerland has more or less 8 or 9 million people in total.
So I take offence at your statement. They're too big to be counties. They're definitely not.
By Swiss standards, bear in mind, he's using his culture, not our culture as a reference.
Yeah, but we invented counties, so whatever. Probably.
Well, nice having counties.
I have no idea if we did. Yeah, like there are some counties in Cornwall that are, sorry, there are some counties that are tiny and some counties that have millions and millions of people in them. It's complete and total nonsense.
Same here. Like both Appenzells have much less people than something like Lucerne or Zug.
Yeah, like London's got 25 million people in it, I believe. Is that right? 25 million? Or no, it's 25 miles across. How many people in Landan? Oh, I typed in Landan. Yeah, so London's got 9 million people in it. It's a county.
Okay, where do we have Warpgate Alpha?
Warpgate Alpha is the 3-ringed bluey green. In fact, it's the only warp gate within travel distance.
I guess the one from the intro, where the ship, where the big ship comes from.
Yes. Malcolm, have you seen the new mining operation I added? I think you're more or less, it's to your left now and below you. So you see that ship there? I've been trying to work out if I can just stop flying through the universe like a tit. But can you go and have a look at the mining operation, the one that's now behind a rock? You can do it. There we go. The engines aren't working. Oh, you're not moving. There we go. So these... Yeah?
So I was going to say, it's just an idea for you, maybe. Or just somebody shut the hell up, either way.
Shut the hell up.
Could we use the up-down, the D-pad to sort of set our destination so it sort of gives us a help to go there?
No, so what I want to do is the design of the game is to encourage squad play. So I do want a commander view that you'll be able to... I do have a little video. Let me just grab it a second. So the idea is that you get guided amongst various routes. That's not the right video. Just pop that in. So I want it to look like that. Sorry about the compression. Can't help you there. K Overlin, you click the right stick to look upwards. But yeah, I want it to look like that, all sort of hologrammy, so someone can say, oh, you know, you want to head over here. But right now, for example, you don't know where there are any passengers necessarily. So, Malcolm, can you see that big red ship? Have you muted your microphone?
No, definitely not.
So see that big red ship? I want you to be able to fly that, and in theory, we can have as many cargo containers on the front of it as we want. But if you can you find the cockpit? It's here. I'm curious how it's going to work, because if you're actually in the cockpit, all you can see is just endless cargo containers in front of you. I'm not really sure how flyable it's going to be without a spotter. And I like the concept of spotters, but I don't know whether or not anybody else thinks that's a cool idea or not. Like, in reality, you do not drive a cargo ship around by yourself.
Why doesn't the up joystick make any noise and like boost you from the bottom?
It's because you don't have any RCS thrusters on the bottom.
Fucking stupid.
Well, you wouldn't see them. Oh, your RCS thrusters are working now. Hey! If you just wiggle the ship left and right, the RCS thrusters are working on your ship remotely. So I can see your ship being pushed around. They are way too small in the remote view. That's really cool, though. Are you relying on that little tss noise to show you that you're doing something right then?
Yes.
Okay, so I will put some in. I will put.
But I also press backwards. Is there someone else here?
No.
Who's that? Hello, waiting server.
That is waiting server. Who is that? You should name your ship. Oh, he hasn't rejoined. That's why. Because he's new. Gosh. But yeah, I don't know why ships love to spin so much when they hit something. I need to work out what is causing that.
Is that
That's
waiting
how
server?
physics works.
Falcon punch!
No, it might be I've changed the index of inertia. Yeah, sort of. It should spin a bit, but it spins too much. But the goal is, once I'm happy with the game, so right now I think it's more important for me to add in upgrades for these ships, fuel efficiency, loading speed, those sort of things, than to start on new ships. So I'm trying to give a more polished experience with a single ship rather than a partially polished experience with multiple ships. You may go, that's a stupid idea. That's fine.
Why does it turn the computer off when you lose power? And then you can usually turn it back on again.
Well, why does it turn it off? Because otherwise you just ignore it, wouldn't you? Think of it like a like
It feels like you're losing control.
well, you
that's all.
are, because there's no power.
No, but surely turning the computer off is the last thing you'd want it to do.
No, it's out of power. You've trained the battery of the ship because you completely ignored the warning buzzers, so everything runs out of power.
What's this horrific thing in front of me?
You're just boshing into stuff by the looks of it.
Yeah, but you said find the cockpit. I think that's the cockpit.
That is the cockpit, yeah. But do you see what I mean about your view be quite limited? You're going to need a spotter to help you do stuff, I think.
But usually on a ship this big, wouldn't you have like a proper card table or map table and have more like the ATC radar and sonar on it?
Are different operators all in the one ship?
I mean, I can implement multiple people per ship. This is where so as I said, there are multiple questions to ask.
Jumping ahead of the
in
gun.
order.
Jumping
Well,
the
no.
gun a bit.
Well, the first question is, does it work? The second question is, would I play it? And the third question is, if no, obviously, if the answer is yes, I'd pay you 50 quid for this, I can just ship it tomorrow. But if the answer is no, the next question is, what do I want in the game? I love the idea of multiple people per ship, but I equally love the idea of one person flying this sod-off great cargo ship, two other people in little teeny tiny tugs with tractor beams lining it up, and then a third person unloading the cargo containers with a robot arm. Like, I love the idea of that multiplayer squad view. Like, all the best times we've had in SnowRunner have been where we've, you know, not going to name any names, but a cat that I own just pulled the HDMI cable out of the back of the streaming machine.
How many cats do you own?
One, but I'm not going to name which cat it is because, you know, we don't victim blame. Oh, that's me. I'm the victim. Yeah, it was Dora. Yeah. So as I was saying, I really like the concept of a big ship flying a really big ship. I've got ships here that are upwards of 1 kilometre long. Like this one here, that is, so that little thing there, if I can just highlight, that's 1 kilometre there. So that ship is about 1.3 kilometres long. So there's no way you could dock that by yourself, but I really like the idea of one person flying it in, two little tugboats helping to accelerate it and rotate it and line it up, and then
Tug ships.
yeah, and then a third
Tuggers.
and then a third
Special
person.
tuggers.
I need a tug.
Well,
Tuxedo.
and then somebody else using these robot arms in here, which should, oh, they're marked as static, but in theory they can actually be driven by a player to grab stuff off of the ships. And I think that is a unique and possibly cool, or possibly really annoying, gameplay feature. If you think back to the SnowRunner stuff, where the design was you got a big lorry and then you put like the little cargo loaders on the back to build stuff. Like, that was a really cool idea. The forcing squad play, I think is excellent.
The only problem with that is if you buy it and you don't have any mates, you can't play the game.
Conversely, if you buy it and you do have mates, you're likely to go, oh, play this game with me, play this game with me. I hope that's more my goal. But it might also be that you can play it, but maybe you just have to get really, really good at it. But hopefully, if you buy it and you level up and you buy a big cargo ship and you're like, oh my god, I need some help. Hopefully, you've got some friends, or join a public server.
Team forums.
But yeah, I'm not trying to make a game that is going to work very, very well single player and very, very well multiplayer, because I'm picking the battles.
I can't work out where I'm supposed to take my ship now. I've gone into wherever it is I've gone into.
If you look downwards, you should see a hologram. Like in the archway. Yeah, it's not upside down. So in the archway. So you want to go downwards and forwards. Yeah, this one's a little bit. It's not very well lit in here either, which doesn't help. The hologram might be. You might be too close. It does disappear up close. Yeah, no, you've just overshot it. So if you if you reverse up 1 ship length, 1.5 ship lengths now. Oh, I would have just reversed. Oh, that's very narrow to turn around in. Oh, you made it.
Computer taking damage did make me turn the computer off always when I was not watching it.
That is a possible micromanagement tactic, yes. Mr. Bubba, conversely, if a game says single player, I probably won't buy it.
Yep.
Bear in mind, there's a difference between. So, did you play Borderlands, Mr. Bubba, and Skycast? Did you guys play Borderlands? Mac, do you want to go forward 2 ship lengths? You want to be in the arch, and stop. That should be good. Put that handbrake on. There you go. You're loading. See the little green circle filling up.
Oh yes.
Boop, 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 boop.
Getting to that location, this location needs to be a lot clearer, I think.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I bet this is one of the ones I've not done. It just happens to be down at this end of the level. So
my whole integrity appears to have suffered.
Yes,
you stop hunting the space station.
Yes, because you've bunked things. So, Mr. Bubba, let me translate what you've just said. You've never done any of the bosses, because you can play Borderlands single player, but you cannot play all of Borderlands single player. So you haven't done Hyperius Invincible, or Pete, or Cormorax, or Son of Cormorax, or I can't remember the names of the rest of the bosses, but you have never done those. So you can play the game, it's perfectly playable single player, but you can't play all of the game single player. It doesn't help, Max. There is a massive chunk of geometry intersecting with this bay, I've just noticed.
How do I repair my ship, or is it sort of that's it, your ship is damaged and you have to go and pay for that?
Well, you go to the repair dock.
But I have to drop my passengers off first.
No, but how much money have you got? 0. Yes, you'll have to drop passengers off first.
Right.
You can see 0. It might not be. Might be 5. Right now, it's not balanced. It's and you guys are all playing it. How can we phrase this nicely? A little bit gung ho. So you're just smashing into stuff, going broken my ship.
Adam, it's funny you should say that. Have a look at my ship at the moment.
I don't have any sound to hear it intersected with something.
Yeah, I don't have any impact sound. Yeah, you're just flying out of the level apparently, Malcolm.
At what speed?
I don't know, you're 15 kilometers out, you're traveling at about 150 meters per second?
No, keep going.
170?
205.
Well, okay, but I'm not going to try and do the sum of the square in my head. Well, I'm pleased it's mostly working. I said the issue is when someone joins, it doesn't sync, and it doesn't appear to the fuel. Oh no, then Mac, if you stop Big It's Hit and quit and come back in, can you now refuel? Because that wasn't working before.
Bear
in mind, there's nothing out there. All you're flying into is just areas of lower and lower floating point accuracy. It doesn't care. It doesn't. There's nothing to hit. There's literally nothing. In fact, if you've got the stream up, I can prove there's nothing to hit.
Oh, I believe you. I just want to see what the number. Biggie number.
Oh, are you keeping it in sport mode and then just bouncing off the charge?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The sport mode doesn't have that much impact because the battery is drained like fast. You don't get any max battery by using sports mode.
Listen to the sound that goes. It's now got. I think it's got to. No, it's still going up. It's still pitch is still increasing.
Max, if you click the right analog stick, you'll stop looking down at your. There you go.
Oh, I did that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Up, down, straight.
Center. That'd be why I can't see as much.
Yeah, there you go. There's the repair dock in front of you. And
I can't afford to do that. So
well, how much money have you? Oh, where are your passengers for?
I don't know.
Well, it says bottom left. Warp gate Alpha and mining.
Bottom left.
Bottom left,
Which one is bottom left?
Which one's bottom left? So you go down, that's bottom, and then left.
Not loading. Capacity on 1,000 passenger for. That's really hard to read, so I'm just being stupid.
It is.
And one person for mining press. I've got 2 people, apparently.
You got 2 people. Yeah, what I should probably do is your character should lean forwards for these. It's a bit tricky because I have a lot of information to give the player, and it's quite hard to show it.
Yeah.
Mr. Bubba, the only way you did the raid bosses was by, well, either glitching or unbelievably overgearing. But hopefully you're taking my point, which is Borderlands is a single-player game that's really not a single-player game. You can play it single-player. You can play most of it single-player, but it's a lot better multiplayer, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's only multiplayer. Yeah, Max, you were facing, it was 180 degrees from where you are now. I have put a map of the level up, but there's not really much to it. So yeah, 90 degrees left. I mean, if I'd fly through the repair dock, because that basically brings you out more or less the right place. How much fuel have you got? 90%, you're all good. But I've honestly got to the point now where I look at a lot of games and go, oh, this looks good. Oh, I could play this. Oh, it's single player.
I do the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
This looks like a really good single player.
Yeah, do you see, man, about the floating point accuracy there, Malcolm?
I mean, I'm going at 366 meters per second.
Yeah, that's not why you've got the shuddering. It's because you're once you move more than about 12 kilometers from the center of the universe in a 32-bit renderer, as every single renderer is, that starts to happen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so when you eventually come to a halt, you can move slowly and you'll see the vertices snap to the accuracy.
400.
I mean, it does kind of look like you're doing, some sort of warp speed. But yeah, there are solutions for this, but unfortunately, there's no solution for physics at this point. So I can make it render okay. I can't make the physics work at that point.
The graphics techniques don't generalize to physics.
The graphics technique is easy. Instead of rendering the camera at a location, you render the camera at 0, 0, 0, and all of the objects you render relative to the camera. It's a fairly trivial fix. There's no trivial solution for physics for that, though.
Can't you have 2 physics and then secretly have the second copy of the physics be like in the faraway location?
As far as I'm aware, there's never been any solution to this. It's just there isn't one. You don't use physics in that solution. You use much more granular, low fidelity systems. Like Fortress Craft would work because we don't use physics. We use our own coordinate system.
Adam, if you put the audio on my stream, can you hear the pitch that's now generating?
No, I think hang on. Sounds good. The thing is, Mr. Bubba, I would say that Borderlands is absolutely a multiplayer game. That it just lets you play it single player. Like, the whole game is designed around multiplayer. There are dozens of skills at multiplayer only. The whole second wind system, certainly Borderlands 1, is multiplayer centric. All of the Everything in that game is designed for multiple people. But if you want to play it single player, you can. It's on the right hand side of the ring, Max. Warpgate Alpha.
I don't see it as a target.
Well, no, it's because it's the other side of the ring. There's still stuff in the way. I mean, I've defeated raid bosses, but like Cormorax by yourself, no chance. The headhunters are bad enough by yourself because if you die, you have the boss resets. It's entirely geared up for multiplayer. So, as a thought experiment, which do we prefer then? The concept of multi-person ships or cooperative play? You know, a big ship plus a tug. Careful, Max.
How are those different?
Well, 2 of you is in 1 ship, or 2 of you in 2 ships. And the answer why it turns off, Max, when you run out of energy is it is punishing you. It is trying to tell you, don't do that.
It seems extremely unhelpful.
Well, it's not supposed to be helpful. It's the opposite of being helpful. I want to be helpful. I do what like an electric car would do, which is to put you in ultra limp mode as you start to run low, going, stop this, go and do something about it. But in here,
but surely you'd have a separate battery for the HUD and things that are of importance to relay important information to you. So,
sure, okay, sure. But let's assume that I leave the computer on. Are you going to notice you've run out of power?
Yeah, there's that annoying bleeping sound on a picture of a battery on the screen.
Sure, but but my point is
the point. When I want to put it on, it's like, oh, you're going too fast. I want to put the battery. I want to put the brakes on now. And they go, oh, you can't have brakes or control of brakes. I'm like, well, that's no bloody good. I'm going to smash it at the wall.
Yeah, but that's your fault. You do get that's you screwing up. That's not the game making a mistake.
But the computer's not being helpful at that point. It goes, oh, by the way, I'm taking your control away.
Bear in mind that even if I didn't take your control away, you don't have any power. You can't do anything anyway apart from slam into the wall.
Yeah,
it's the other dock, by the way. This is the Lunar Limos, not Warpgate Alpha. It's the one behind you. But yeah, the idea is I just wanted to make sure absolutely clear you weren't. Why is the ship not steering? The lights go red, the computer goes off, it beeps at you, and hopefully
it lets me get very fast and doesn't warn me that I'm going too fast that I can't actually I don't have enough power to slam the anchors on. Which again is my fault, I guess.
Yeah, it does tell you something.
It doesn't tell you that.
It does tell you the estimated time that you are to hit something.
There's a lot of data to take in.
Yeah, but
presented in and you can't teleport me, can you?
No, I can't.
Oh, that'd be hilarious if you just move me at my current velocity just to 0, 0, 0.
No.
That'd be hilarious.
Have you got sports mode on, Max?
Yes. Don't think I have.
Yes, you've pressed 5.
Yes.
So sports mode.
Right. 5 isn't labelled as sports. It needs a label.
It does. It just said sports mode false. They should have little icons, yeah, but it does say.
There's a lot of stuff streaming around the screen. To be fair, I'm ignoring most of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. What I want is this fantastic and engaging and complex cockpit that you need to learn to read. I don't want to give the player a simple game with a big green bar for health and another bar for energy and going balance your 2 bars. I want this to be a game about flying a ship, as opposed to say Eve, where it's a game about clicking there and watching the ship fly. Yes. Yeah. By the way, the dock is literally directly beneath you. I'm just looking at you from third-person view.
And how literally I can go into it directly? Or
no. You've just in the same way if you flew a helicopter above a house, you go, can I just fly through the door?
You want the game to be about flying a spaceship, but you want the flight model to be trivially masterable.
Is it trivially masterable? Have I seen any of you do anything impressive? No. So it is not trivially masterable at all. It's not Kerbal levels of complexity, but it's not
675 meters per second, so I think that's pretty impressive.
All you've mastered is playing it wrong.
Yay.
Yes, Mr. Bubba. I have been doing a bunch of work on the HDRP, that is the high definition render profile renderer, which I've put into the wrong channel here. So lots and lots and lots of visual quality targets for, that's not a good example, for lighting and particles and all that sort of thing. I'll be starting in earnest in September. What I want to do before then is I want to ship a HDRP game, I want to ship a URP game, I want to ship a VR game, and then hopefully that will give me everything I need. So what you're looking at here, what we're testing tonight, this is the modern shader pipeline project and the VR project and the networking project. So this has all of the networking system I will be using in Phoenix. This is the VR system I will be using in Phoenix, and it has a lot of the shader code here because I've had to learn a new way of doing shaders. Is mine, Dora? Go away.
High temperature is 0, main computer is 0. I'm still happily just letting it do a thing. It's happily working.
Sorry, say that again.
Hull integrity is 0, main computer is 0.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not punishing you for knackering your ship yet.
Right.
But you could just pretend that something bad is happening. I don't know what, because I can't really have it so it turns off your computer, because then you'll just be floating in space, just typing in chat. I need a tug. But I mean, this is the question. So I have lots of game ideas for this, but no definites. So you haven't turned your handbrake on, by the way, so it's not going to do any loading at all. Question: if you run out,
destination. I can't unload the other passenger, but have I got 2 spaces for 2 passengers? Can I take another passenger?
I thought I'd fix that. Simon, you've only got 1 passenger. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yes.
Yeah. So you need to.
But can I not pick up someone from here?
No, that you can pick somebody up from Lunar Limos though in front of you.
Right.
So here's a question. This is a gameplay question. What happens when you run out of fuel? I have a bunch of options, but
which is the actual the fuel which you then use to generate the blue bar, which then generates the red bar.
Yeah, you have 82.46% of your fuel reserves, as you can read on your easy to read HUD. It's also the right-hand bar, I think, on your HUD. I think the left-hand bar. There's a green bar on the right-hand side. It's about 80% full. On the HUD in front. The HUD is the bit in front of you, not the screens. That's not a HUD. Head-up display. If you stop.
Oh, that little bit there. Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's quite big.
Maybe add a little jerry can on top.
Well, it needs to be some sort of cultural reference. Maybe maybe a battery.
Well, when it gets low, it does actually pop up a fuel icon. So there's a whole bunch.
But that fuel icon needs to be above that as well, so you know what that green thing
white and then flip to red.
But that's...
you just need like you do in a fuel on a normal car. You know, you've got like a needle or some sort of indicator.
Yeah.
And then it goes past white to red, or that one colour changes to another colour.
Yeah, it should
be. It also does warn you. To be fair.
It should have an F and a half and an E. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but that's not answering the question. So fuel is used to generate power, and what happens when you run out of fuel?
You call the AA.
Okay, that's one option. So when you say the AA, do you mean an AI comes and tows you back to base, which might take 10 minutes?
Yes.
Or a player comes and tows you back to base? Or you just get warped back to base? Or you get penalised like 10 times the normal cost of fuel? Like, what?
Maybe the AI comes and gets you, and it costs you to get that AI, so you can't do that until you've got some money in your bank.
Well, hold on. So bear in mind, my question is not, please list all the options. My question is, what option would be the most fun or the most interesting? Because obviously this is what happens when you run out of fuel. It's probably not going to be a fun gameplay mechanic.
Maybe then you have to offer to pay someone to collect you, and if you want it done soon, you have to offer them over and above the going rate.
What happens if you don't have any money?
Or you haven't got friends.
AI?
What happens if you don't?
So maybe the fallback option is if you don't have it, then you have to wait longer. So the AI will come and get you after it's finished servicing all the other people that need. That's like a lower tier task because it's free.
Yep.
If you're a member of this community or whatever.
So I think we're all quite positive towards the concept of tugboats. So you won't ram people. You will have tractor beams that push for reasons of they're essentially tow ropes. So you'll be able to push players around. So already you should be able to type or Discord going, I've run out of fuel, can someone give me a push into the repair dock? It's not going to be very easy to push people into places though, because it's a difficult thing to do. Like, just fundamentally it is a challenging thing. I could also have
pulling them would.
Pulling them is...
Which is why you're resisting.
Yeah, no, hold on. So assume for a moment I write the code to pull someone. You're thinking in 2 dimensions, right? If you try and pull someone in space on some of the rope, you will end up just orbiting each other, completely unable to stop.
Yeah, you could just put like a tow bar, so it's rigid.
No, because then I'm trying to tightly synchronize 2 physics objects with possibly a second of latency, so I can't do that. You're full, by the way, Max. You could head off to mining process.
I don't know how far out am I.
I don't know. You're not going to break it, Malcolm. It doesn't care.
No, I know. I'm interested now. Just keep going.
I'm just curious if there's a option of having
speed.
Option of having a simplified HUD, maybe.
Well, you're 50 kilometers out.
Yay!
Yeah, the thing is, I've had people in Fortress Craft going, I want a much simpler and cleaner HUD, and what they normally mean is, give me less information, and then they'll go, yeah, but then they go, well, how do I see blah or blah? So, for example, in Fortress Craft, the game will tell you your ore extractors aren't working. People go, how do I turn this error off? And the obvious answer is, don't have your ore extractors broken. Oh, but I know I want to ignore them. I'm like, but the game doesn't know that you know what you're doing. And quite frankly, you probably don't know what you're doing because you've left your ore extractors to break. But what information right now would you want to get rid of? Bear in mind, the top right is
most
debug.
of it. Speed's useful.
What do you mean most of it?
Don't care about my XP, don't care about cash, don't care about all the transfer, flight time, any of that rubbish. I know where I'm going, and
but you do care. How do you know?
Speed.
How do you know whether or not you can go and refuel if you don't know how much cash you've got?
Irrelevant. Look at it later.
Right, but then how are you going to look at it later?
Well, you'd open your wallet, wouldn't you, or some sort of some other mechanism.
Look at a screen.
Yeah. So you might I'll look down here to the
space phone.
the corner here.
So bear in mind,
on my space phone, on my space wallet, whatever. Yeah.
Bear in mind, for some reason, you're looking at all of the screens. There is one very important screen, and a secondary bar that shows your power. Those are the only 2 you need to look at. So the middle screen, that's the important stuff. Impacts and speed.
Screen. The little blue, yeah.
The middle screen. You don't need to look at the rest. They're there for you to look at if you need the information, but you're not supposed to be... Well, that's close. You're not supposed to be trying to read all the screens all the time. The mining dock is to your left and over that big-ass ship.
How about if you run out of fuel, you eject from the ship and lose possession of it?
That's a little harsh.
Sounds like salvaging, but there's extra steps.
It sounds a little bit
if it's out of fuel, it's bloody useless. So I kind of get where it's coming from. It's just a bit of detritus at that point.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's the other thing. If you go, can someone come and get me? Okay, where are you? I ran out of fuel at 50 meters per second. Oh. So the dock is...
then it's...
If you look left, Max, you should
I ran out of
be
fuel
able
at
to see it.
1,000 meters per second.
45 degrees to your left. 90 degrees to your left. 130 degrees to your left, Max.
What's something left?
Am I looking at the wrong ship? I am looking at the wrong ship. Sorry. It's dead. Is it dead in front of you? It's the other.
You get a tugboat, and you may retrieve the old ship if you care about it, and it's not on a too bad trajectory.
That's punishing. That's really punishing, especially if you can't afford a tugboat, and then that runs out of fuel too. That's really harsh. What you're suggesting. Like
at some point, you're at the scale of a super carrier to recover a battleship, to recover a corvette, to recover a tugboat, to recover a fucking taxi.
Yeah.
I spent months in this.
So Max, it's 90 degrees left-ish. It's just past the side of the other thing that says "Do not X." If you keep spinning, you should see it. There you go. See the spinny thing? It's the other side of that asteroid. Do not X. Go around. I think it's a cross. Oh wow, that is amazing, Malcolm. That really has just utterly. It's amazing that Unity haven't tried to fix this. Like they just haven't. There is a solution, but it's a bit hacksy.
There's a speed limit.
No.
Is there?
No. In this fictional world, is there a speed limit?
Yes,
Because that would give you a clue as how fast or at least give you an idea of how fast it's safe to travel.
Yes, and it's 30. I will probably actually implement. Don't drive through the red thing. There's a clue. It's red. I made it red because people kept flying in there. It's the other side of that asteroid, though, that's just at the top left of your screen. So I have to block.
That screenshot, what speed was they going?
I don't know. What speed were you doing?
No, I was asking you genuinely. Look at the screenshot. Try and read it.
1,000 or so. But yeah,
Ludicrous speed.
I really like the idea of having another toggle switch, a couple. One of them you're going to flip your hazards on, and then you're going to press the SOS button. And maybe what happens is other players get notified, because there's another option that none of you came up with. So maybe what happens is people get notified that you're out of fuel, and someone comes along and gives you some fuel. Just top you up a bit. So that's the easier solution, but it does mean. So Max is whining on a very small punishment, which is I've run out of battery. I have to turn the computer back on. Bear in mind, if you run out of fuel, you might be sitting there for 20 minutes before someone decides to come out. That's a big punishment.
You have no fuel, and someone comes and nudges you further away.
Yeah, that's
you're out of fuel.
That's the tugboat option.
It's exactly what I would do. Yeah. Well, it's not even that. I just go, cool. Well, I'll just line up my ship and nudge.
Yeah, it's above you, Max.
You
should be able to see the text.
What did you say? Meters per second?
Yeah, like oh damn, please. Oh, cool. You're here to refuel me. Slowly lines up. Nope, and just pushes further.
Yep.
It's like the Hammerhead Corvettes in Star Wars. Yeah.
Get wrecked. Yeah. Something I would suggest. A mix of your actual ideas. Like there is a scheduled or whatever service going out if nobody has claimed this support request, and that's an AI which isn't fast, but it still gets you somewhere at some point with some fuel.
Max, strafe upwards.
If you have a player which is like, oh cool, yeah, I'll take that, they can come out with a fuel barge, hooray, not a ship, or just a small fuel run or whatever, and they can top you up or tug you. Like pull you into a rigid structure where you are fixed, and you're then like brought into the repair bay where a arm or whatever pulls you in to the actual refuel, repair, whatever.
Max, that's red. Don't fly into it. Bear in mind, it's red though. It has
cyan,
and it's also red.
It's red and blue. Which is it? Make your mind up.
Well, it's red and blue, but it has red. That means not for people. But you just need to fly up. Well, yeah, you should fly up. It's higher up.
Vertically up and rotation along the y-axis.
No, just up. It just needs to fly up.
I think so.
There it is. You can see it now. Yeah, I meant to make that red and red. I want to make it so it's hopefully obvious that you're not supposed to go into the bits that are red. But my question sort of boils back down to the feel of the game I'm writing. Is it an acceptable game experience to say, well, you really have screwed up, you're going to have to sit here now and listen to the in-ship radio for 20 minutes while someone comes and saves you? I mean, we've done this in SnowRunner, and I've never begrudged that. I've always found that sort of stuff really fun, but that's not for everyone. And
yeah, but you would have gone and fixed that though, wouldn't you? Like when you say running out of fuel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you have it basically so that you're
Malcolm,
stabilized or whatever it is.
If you quit and rejoin, I did
quit.
Your ship should have the right amount of fuel. Like, how much fuel did you burn with your constant pissing about?
Probably a lot.
No. My point, you probably didn't burn a lot. I've been really generous with the fuel.
Oh.
Like hopefully really, really generous.
Well, before I started, I think I was on 60%.
Yeah, so Max is at 78% fuel, 79%. So Max has burned about, give or take, 20% fuel in an hour, very roughly. So it's several hours worth of fuel. You do have to be doing quite a bad job to run out of fuel. But if we implement tugboats and or fuel ships, we might find that actually that's a really cool gameplay feature. I said one of my favorite things in Elite was not all the ultra cool warp frame shift stuff. It was just simply the mundanity of sitting in a docking queue waiting to be allowed to fly my spaceship in. Now I don't know whether or not that novelty would wear off. It very probably would. But I want to... That's one of my goals in this game, is not to have, like, you know, hyperspace and warp gate and laser guns and shields. It's... You're a working Joe in the year 2300. You drive a space taxi. It's the most boring job. You're utterly bored by it. It's not, wow, I'm a space pilot. This is just what people do in the future. Dora, what do you in the future? But it has been 2 hours, so shall we?
Fuck you, Mark.
Shall we give Parsec a bash then? Pacer.
You don't mean Parsec?
I do. I mean Pacer. And I.
I'll repair my ship.
Well, yeah, we repair your ship.
Speed.
Well, no, because the repair dock is 90 degrees left.
Oh.
It's got repair written on it. And bear in mind, probably by the next time we play this, you guys will have learned most of the map. That it's not very big. There's nothing stopping you just flying around in your own time. Like, I'm not planning on... Well, I am planning on radically altering the level, but not as a surprise. Right now, I don't know lots of things about the game. Like, do people just want to fly in a straight line and bollocks to actually having to worry about flying around stuff? Like, is that just what people actually want? And then I end up making a much simpler level where you just end up flying really quickly from A to B. Or does it end up that the docking bay, you actually have to stop, go down a chimney, wait for a docking bay to open, then go in, then the door's shut behind you and the doors in front of you open? Is it a much more laborious...
airlock cycling.
Yeah, because I could do that. I could do anything. It's a question of, well, how hard is it to implement, and is that a fun thing to do? Bear in mind, I think Max is about to smack into that warship at speed. Oh, no, you missed it.
There's a scale.
No impacts detected.
You should not rely on that. It's merely a guide.
Yeah, but if you had to like dodge the space debris, then you would have to pay attention as you're moving. But now it's mostly that point to the right direction, accelerate a little bit, coast, and then brake at the destination.
Bear in mind, there are no points where you can fly between A and B directly. You always have to go around something. And did you spot the debris field? Because there is one. So between warp processor Delta and I forgot the name of it now. Quick hop taxis. There is a debris field, and the debris, you can smack it out the way, but it slowly returns to its natural position. Which I don't care if that's not real. It means the debris doesn't just end up out the level. So you want to go above the word repairs for the repairs.
But everything is quite open, and the docking is quite clear, which is sensible for a thing. But if you had to like enter a maze in order to get to the correct dock, such, there would be more micromanaging of getting the docking right.
I mean, if the consensus is we want airlocks, I can implement an airlock, and we can just try it. So instead of just flying into the dock, you have to wait for a door to open, and you fly in, then you wait for the door to shut, and then it does the stuff, and then the other door opens, and the other shut. I mean, it's just a trigger box and an animator. It's not complicated. But that might not actually be something that's fun. Where's Max going?
Okay. I left the game by accident, hitting escape. Now I went back to the main menu, and now I'm still in the main menu, but I've rejoined.
Possibly. As I said, it kicks you back to the main menu. I'm happy with that. I don't think it necessarily lets you back into the game yet.
Nope.
So Max, behind you and below you is a sign that says repairs. Yeah, see the I don't know,
Yep.
chevron-y things. Go at the bottom between the chevron-y things.
Between the chevron-y things.
If you go-
I see.
Yeah, if you go
Above the word repairs.
just above the word repairs. Yeah, I need to make that dock more obvious. And then once you've done that, then have a look at the refuel dock. And then if we reckon that's obvious enough, we'll go fly some completely different spaceships.
Holographic wrench and refuel station.
Holographic what, sorry?
To make the repair dock more visible, have like a sphere where a wrench is holographically spinning inside. Like in this sphere, you get repaired. Because before I was like maneuvering around because stuff didn't repair automatically.
The main issue is the trigger box is a little bit low. It's lower than it should be. That's not on purpose. Yeah, so Max, if you fly downwards about one ship's width, it will work. You're just outside the trigger box, and you are now in it. Obviously, you have to turn your handbrake on.
Yeah, like make the trigger box visible to the player.
Well, the refuel one is, but is that repairing? There we go. Is it actually repairing? Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Cool. Now try and spend the rest of the money on refueling because Malcolm had an issue with that. I think a lot of this game, and I can tell you guys, but unfortunately I can't tell other people. You are way too quick. So Max has just belted off. I know for a fact he can see the fuel dock. He can even see the fuel icon, but hasn't bothered looking for it. So he's now about to overshoot the refueling dock because he didn't look.
I thought it was somewhere else, entirely.
I know, but you didn't bother looking. But I had this problem with Fortress Craft. People will go, I don't know what to do. Send me a screenshot. And I'm like, I drew arrows on the screen going, it tells you what to do here. I didn't notice that. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do about that? It's directly above you now, more or less. It was just straight in front of you. Yeah, there it is. But bear in mind, once you know it, it's fine. The other side of that has a fuel icon. But again, there's
fuel icon on both sides.
And lots of cables. But yeah, I need to spend more time prettifying up the various docks. Obviously I've spent a lot of time on the taxi dock, but these not so much. But this is so cool in VR, by the way, because you really get an idea of the scale of here.
Yeah, that is one of the problems. You don't know how far away it is, or
yep. Yeah, when you go to vehicle not stopped, that means you're in the box, which I understand is not ideal. There you go. You are refueling. It is not working, is it?
No, fuel reserve 72.52.
Well, wait for it.
I can't even read my HUD because it's got a blue thing behind it.
Which HUD?
The fuel percentage, the green one on the.
Oh yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, not much I can do about that. But I think you
taking my money off me.
Well, I think you are refueling. So if you now quit the game, oh no, hold on, you're still refueling. Wait for it to finish. It will tell you in a moment. Dr. Realism has loaded 83 units of fuel and cost $6. You're out of money, so I'm kind of surprised it hasn't already. But if you just fly out this box, it should give you a summation of what you did. Just take the handbrake off, it will. There you go. Dr. Realism has finished refueling, loading 50 units and costing $25. So you're at 72.4% fuel. So if you can just quit the game and come back in, I just want to make sure the server has refueled you, even if it's not told you that it's refueled you. Networking is fun. The worst thing is, if we were on a land, this is all easy. I could just blast all the data at you. All these issues come from me trying to send data cleverly and sparingly.
Is there a
reserve 76.34 and it's counting down.
Well, it's because you're using your fuel. Okay, so that's
I'm not going anywhere. Everything's turned off.
Hey, but it has to fill up. It has to fill up your charge bar. Your charge bar fills up even when everything's off. By the way, I'm not that mean. Okay, so it's not fueling clients.
Oh, I feel does that 50 units 5%?
No, 50 units is. Oh, actually, I don't know how big your fuel capacity is on a taxi. Let me have a look.
Converted to.
It's really when you have it in. What do you have on? We have. No, we don't do it. We don't have. I was saying, what are the fuel? What's the fuel in the car got? It's got 1 3/4, half, and then a quarter, and then the red line.
Yeah, it's
about an eighth.
I may have. It might actually be working, and you have 1,000 units of fuel. So that might actually have fueled you because you only got 50 units in. So that might actually not be too far off.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay,
that's a bit rubbish.
I'll be leaving for today. Have a nice rest of the stream, I guess.
I said, we'll stop playing this here. But thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully that some people are slightly excited about the game. I like the idea, I say, of a realistic spaceship game because I don't think there's ever been any. Kerbal, I think, is the closest we've ever got, but
Allegiance. Did that have, was that?
Yeah,
how realistic was that?
It's
been a long time. I've not touched it.
But yeah, a realistic, mundane future game. SnowRunner in space, elite, but without the fun bits. I'm not selling it somewhere. So
the Space Joker is quite close to that.
Space. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed that, and hopefully a few people watch the stream back and go, "Ooh, exciting!" And we will be back tomorrow with, I don't remember what it was. Oh yes, Farming Sim 2022.